All right, man. Well, I appreciate you having me here, and I appreciate all you guys that are logged on here tonight, and excited about telling you about what kind of a little bit of what we do here at the University of North Alabama offensively. I am the offensive coordinator and backfield coach here. Been here now for going on my fourth year, and just kind of quickly. 2 years ago, we averaged right at 40 points a game, 400 yards a game. Last year, 440 yards and almost 36 points. And not going to bore you with stats and all that stuff, but just show you our quarterback is fifth in the nation in completion percentage, ninth in passing efficiency, and fifth in passing yards per attempt. And we're back-to-back Gulf South Conference champions. Quarterback did this with an injured shoulder all year, where he basically he didn't throw during the week from the fourth game on. Missed the fourth and fifth games, and then came back and finished the season, got us in the playoffs, and was shoulder was in such shape he didn't throw late in the year through the week. Which, telling you all that just to let you know, at quarterback you got to have somebody that's pretty smart and understands what's going on, but the things we're doing offensively kind of lends itself to being efficient, throwing the football, completing a high percentage of passes, and making sure we are going to have high yards per attempt. So, with that being said, as we look at this, we're going to look at what I call bundles, called run-pass combos. I call them bundles. It is where we bundled or packaged together runs and passes. And first the time I learned about this was at camp 3 years ago up in South Carolina, and we were sitting in a room like a lot of times you do as coaches, and just talking about different things. What do you do that's a little unique, or what do you do? Give me something. And Coach drew up twins open, two back, and said, "You ever line up in this?" And that's our base offense. So I said, "Yeah, we do." And so I got into it and got to looking at some of this stuff. I was kind of intrigued by it. So say that, we're always looking at ways to learn. And, guys, what I'm showing you tonight, you guys, a lot of you guys are obviously already doing it. Some of you are looking to do it. But I didn't invent any of it. Our coaching staff didn't invent any of it. It's something that, we borrowed from somebody else. But here's what we're looking at with the bundles, run-pass combo, where it could include a pre-snap or a post-snap read. So the quarterback's going to make some of these decisions pre-snap, and then as I go through it, I'm going to show you there's some post-snap things that he sees as well. One thing that we're going to look at is that we have quick game tied in with a run to the strength. So if we're running to the offensive strength back to a single wide receiver, our X, where we try to put our best receiver, we're going to have quick game tied into the backside, so that if the defense is giving it to us, we're going to take it. And we're going to get into some of this. I'll show you some different formations and different plays we're going to run out of it. Next thing is you got quick game to single receiver with a run-pass option to the strength. So, to the strength, again, back to single receiver, we got that quick game tied into it. If we don't like that, pre-snap, now we're going to go with a run-pass option to the strength. Sometimes these may include reading a second-level defender for run or pass, being a linebacker, or we got into this year actually reading deep defenders for run or pass. The objective, really, of a bundle is when quick game's tied to the run, we're going to take the gift, okay? And that's what I tell our quarterbacks all the time, is take the gift. If they're giving it to us, we're going to take it. If it's not there, let's go with the run that's called. And, again, our thinking there is the quick game's only good when the defense gives it to you. You can't try to force quick game. It's something that has to be given to you. And if we can tie it in with a run and they're giving it to us, then, hey, we're going to take it. You maybe a 5-yard gain, you may break the tackle and go the distance. Next things with the run-pass option, we're trying to put the defender in conflict. So, we're trying to make him have to make a decision, and just see, you're going to play run, you're going to play pass. We're not going to allow you to be able to do both. The other thing's keeping the secondary honest. We don't want to allow the safeties to be playing in the box. And, kind of the trend of football now, we're trying to get the ball to playmakers in space and just allowing our quarterback to have the chalk last. That's the bottom line. As coaches, you sit in there and you can debate back and forth with an defensive guy, and whoever has the chalk last, usually the guy that wins. So that's what we're trying to do here with these run pass combos. Quickly, our run game is this. We're going to run. We have 3 runs. We're going to run the inside zone, we're going to run the power, and we're going to run the outside zone. Now, that being said, we have a lot of tags to it, so it's not like we only have 3 runs. We're going to run the zone about 11 or 12 different ways. We're basically, for the offensive lineman, it's always zone. We're going to run the power about that many ways, but again, for the offensive lineman, it's power. It may change something on the perimeter, change things in the backfield, but it's still power. And then the outside zone, we don't have quite as many tags, but we're doing it, with that as well. And then in the passing game, we're going to throw a quick game. We're going to do what we call dash, which is a combination of quick game to one side, sprint out to the other side, drop back screens. We've got 7-man protections. We're a big play action team because we want to run the football, and then obviously we're going to boot. And our identity is to look at all this stuff. Our identity is we want to be the most physical team in America. And a lot of this stuff we're doing is kind of smoke and mirrors, and it may look like there's some finesse, and there is, but at the root of it, we want to hit people in the mouth. And we want it to be a downhill running game. We want to utilize a lot of different personnel groupings and formations, use motions and shifts. And, again, play action being the big thing for us, always looking for the deep ball and wanting to make teams defend the entire depth and width of the field. Now, with all that being said, now what I want to do is kind of get into right now some of the things that we do. And basically what I'm going to do, if I can work these controllers, I'm not technologically very savvy, so we're going to give this a shot. But what I'm going to do is going to give you different formations here. We're going to look at it, and we'll talk you through some of the different things that we do here. First of all, our base personnel grouping, when we install, we're in the middle of spring training. We just finished day 6 today. I just came off the practice field. And when we install day 1, the number 1 formation that's going to go in is what we call heavy, and it's 20 personnel. We do it 2 different ways. We do it with 2 tailback type guys, and then we do it with what we call a fullback. He's a glorified lineman. He's an H-back, but that's our 20 personnel. First formation is going to go in is a twins open look. So the first thing we're going to do here in this look is, and with this formation that I've drawn up, we're going to look at 2 different run-pass combos that we will look at out of it. The first thing that we would look at here is hitch with a single receiver here. Okay, can you see that?
I can see it, Coach.
Okay. Is there any way I can get a color on that, or is that good enough? I guess that's good enough.
There may be an option by it, but I think everybody can see. Let us attendees if you can't see in the questions box.
Okay. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we've got a 5-yard hitch tied in on the back side. And that's the first thing the quarterback's looking for. We have a run call to this side, and it's going to be counter. Okay, we're a power and counter team. It's going to be counter for us. Okay, so we're going to stab and peel on the back side. I'm not going to draw all the front offensive line, but it's power. And then, power and counter is basically the same for us. Counter, we've got the guard kicking the end, and we've got the fullback wrapping for the linebacker. On power, obviously, we've got a fullback kicking the end, and we've got a backside guard wrapping for linebackers. So counter and power is the same play for everyone except the guard and the fullback. So we've got counter to the top. Now, along with the counter to the top, in this formation here, we have a hitch. In that one, I know you can't really see that. We've got a hitch to the top. So quarterback, when he comes to line of scrimmage, first thing he's going to do is look to the single receiver side. Okay, if he's got a soft corner and no edge player, then he's thinking, I'm going to take the gift. I'm going to throw the hitch. Okay, so that's the first thing that he's looking for. Of course, on this in this webinar, I can't show you film, but on this play, and this is the first drive of the season, he actually throws this hitch here. Hits him on the hitch, kind of breaks a tackle. It's a gain of about 14 on this play. To the top again, he's going to go block the corner. He's running a zero hitch. We call it our fast screen. And then we've got counter being run right here. Now, again, as you look at the corner and the no flat player here, it looks great to throw the hitch. And the quarterback decides to throw it. The dangerous part of this is you've got a backer that's walked up and he's coming through B gap. Our backside tackle is going to gap hinge. He's going to pick up the B gap player, and the end is turned loose. The quarterback's aware of this, and he knows it's got to be a catch throw. Okay, and if we can see this film go, you're going to see our quarterback get hit in the mouth as soon as he throws it. Okay, but it's a 14-yard gain. He knew the risk that was there, and he goes with it. Okay, so that's the first thing that he's looking for. If he doesn't feel comfortable with it, when I tell it, say not feel comfortable. If they throw this and it's knocked down, it's defended, the next quarterback's playing. I've told them that. We're not taking a chance. You know it's there. If it's not there, then when you look sideline for the next play, there's actually going to be somebody coming in for you. And it actually happened in this game with one of our quarterbacks. So once let's say that the flat player's out here and he covers this up now, next thing is we've got counter here, and the player we have to control is the flat player. Okay, in this case, the flat player is wide, cover number 2 receiver, so we're good. Okay, we actually have 6 guys to block their 6 guys, and he's going to be good here. We're going to go ahead and block this corner for the hitch if he decides to throw it. If this player, okay, if this flat player is in here and trying to get his nose in the run game, now the quarterback is going to say he eliminated the hitch, overhangs trying to get involved in the run game, even post-snap. Say he lines up here and on the snap, he sticks his nose in the run game. Now the quarterback's going to pull it out, throw the hitch up top, and there we go. Now, one question that you may have, and I had this at the clinic we spoke with last month in Atlanta, folks talking about, well, what do you tell your running back to keep him from getting in the quarterback's way? We don't tell him anything. He's running counter. So on counter with us, it's a little slide step and a pause to allow everything to clear. Then he's downhill. So a lot of times the quarterback's going to have to be making this throw without being able to step into it. It's not an easy deal, but the running back knows I just got to go. If I don't get the ball, I'm just going to keep running. Okay, so that's the first thing that we're going to look at doing. All right. Where's the eraser here? Got there. There it is. Okay, erase those. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, next one we could possibly run out of this would be quarterback zone. Okay, we could have quarterback zone on this, and we could have the hitch back to the top. No, excuse me, the zero hitch back to the top. Well, our quarterback zone, our back would be up just a little bit here, and we're actually going to be running, looks like stretch into the boundary. So he'll be blocking the corner. He's got the first thing out of the box. We've got our back here who's flat down the line, offensive line. Now at this point, with him lined up here, the offensive line at this point is running zone to the left. They're running inside zone to the left, and the quarterback's going to read this defensive end. This defensive end chases the back. He widens. Now the quarterback's going to pull it, and he's going to run zone to this side. All right? He's not moving, but he's running quarterback zone to the left. The other thing is he looks up here pre-snap, and he sees that this guy's got his nose in it. He's able to throw the hitch to the top up there. Okay? All right. So that's the first thing that we're going to look at. Okay? The next one, I've got to get it to there. Okay. About to get the hang of this thing. All right, next formation. Again, we're here now. We've got our both backs on the same side. Okay, with both backs on the same side. First thing we'll look at is running the power to this side. Okay, again, back to the single receiver. We've got the 5-yard hitch. Backs are on the same side, so now we're running power. They're all down. Block back, pull the guard for the play side backer. fullback's going to kick the first thing outside of the tackle. There's two different things we can do here. In this formation, we will bubble the inside receiver. He will outside block here. Now again, and all this is exactly what we looked at. Instead of counter, it's now power. Fullback, instead of being the single receiver side, is now to the twins. Hitch first. If I like it, throw it. If I don't like it, we're running power unless he's too close. All right, if he's got his nose in it, and we'll pull it and we'll throw the bubble, and there we go. Okay, so same thing that we talked about with the counter. It's just now we're running power. What we will do is we will game plan. How are we going to handle this guy? You got to have an answer. Okay, so a lot of it's personnel, dictated by personnel. We may go into a game and say, all right, if Sam is apexed or closer, then we're throwing the bubble. This next week we may say if he's apexed, we're going to run the football. Okay, so we just kind of game plan it based a little bit on him and our personnel, but we have to do something to be, and to enable us to be able to control this flat player. So that would be the second thing that we would look to do is that. Now with the other thing is obviously, like I just showed you, we could throw the hitch, the zero hitch to him with number 2 coming and blocking the corner. You got the same play. The next one that we would run would be inside zone to the right. Okay, if we ran inside zone to the right here, well, our rule with this receiver is if run is to you, run is to the single receiver, you will be blocking. It'll give you, if it's inside run, you got an inside run block rule. If it's outside run, you've got one of those. But if the play is coming to you, you will block. So in this case, running zone to the right, this receiver is no longer running a hitch. He's now a blocker. Okay, so we're running zone to the right, offensive line zone into the right. Our back now is coming tight off of the tackle to turn out on first thing off of the tackle, controlling this edge player, defensive end, first thing off the tackle. Still reading the Sam. Okay, as we read the Sam here, again, quarterback's able to open up to him. If on the snap the Sam comes running down inside, what we're going to 3, because a lot of times if Sam's coming, you got a safety, it's going to start high and then he's going to spin down. We're not going to run into him, but it's a 3-yard hitch inside. And again, we're just making sure that we control him. So many guys are giving you trouble with Sam getting involved in run game. So that would be the number 2 thing, third thing that we're looking to do out of that formation with those guys on the same side. All right. Next thing that we would do here is, again, now we're in twin split once again. All right. With this, now we've got the back away from the twins. We've got the fullback to the twin side. Okay, a lot more things that we do actually out of this formation. The first thing that we're going to do, one of the first zones that we're going to put in is what where we're going to split zone. So we're going to zone it to the right. We've got our back here to take care of the first thing off the tackle. Okay, so that's the first zone that we're really going to put in. Now, if this end starts giving us trouble, he's wrong arming it, he's trying to spill it, he's really caving down inside, giving our fullback trouble, okay, then we've got to come up with something off of it. But we're going to do this first. Okay, now, as we do this, as he's running this, we're going to do some things here to actually control this safety. Okay, so if we get a too high look, if we get a too high look and we're running zone to the right, split zone to the right, as the quarterback opens up, we know we're blocking this defensive end. Now the quarterback is going to actually read this safety. Okay, we're going to tag it to where our receiver now runs a 5-yard post. It's a glance route. It's a 5-yard post. If this safety on the snap inverts, or say they spun 3 strong or something, they roll him down and bring the Sam, roll him back, he's running a 5-yard slant, 5-step slant right there. If safety stays high, we're handing it on the split zone. Safety comes down, rolls back to the middle. Now we're pulling it out and we're throwing the glance route. Okay, so that would be the first thing we'd look at doing there. All right, the next thing that we would move to is this end's giving us trouble. Okay, at that point, now we're going to act like we're blocking him, give it the same angle, but we're going to wrap around and we're going to block the first thing out of the box. In this case, if the safety stays high, it'll be the backer that scrapes out of the box because of a squeeze scrape, or could be the safety rolling down, but he will block the first thing outside of the box. Okay. Now, with this run being called, if it's just red block, if we just run into the right, what we're going to do here with this receiver, because there's a chance the quarterback can pull it, now he has to block. So he will be blocking the corner. As he's acting like he blocks this defensive end, we are now going to read the end. So instead of blocking him, now we're running zone. Everybody's zoning it to the right. We're going to read this defensive end. And again, it's going to be called once this guy's trying to wrong shoulder it. He crashes down and takes the dive. Now the quarterback will pull it, and he will chase the hip of this back. Okay, now you say, well, that's not a run-pass combo. That's just double option. And that's true. But the run-pass combo comes in when we send him on a vertical route, which we will. Okay? Instead of blocking him, we'll just send him deep. So quarterback reads it. If he gets the end just sits there, it gets wide, gets upfield, it's a give. End comes down inside and takes dive. Quarterback pulls it. He's taking the edge and he's checking the corner. And then the corner comes up. You're going to try to put it in the hole there if the safety's there. Say the safety rolls back. Corner kind of flat foots it. He's running past him. Scored 3 touchdowns on this play last year and had another huge one that got us out of the – actually, we were backed up inside the 5, and our guy winds up getting run down. It's about a 70-yard gain that changed the game for us. So that's our run-pass combo off of the double option. The next thing that we'll look at doing, again, is dealing with this defensive end, is we'll do the same thing, but now instead of blocking, he's now in the flats. Okay, so basically we'll run a basic boot pass in this case. Whatever your boot pass is, that's just kind of a general boot rule. But I'm telling the offensive lineman it's zone. We're still reading this defensive end right here. As he runs that zone, again, give it if he's outside. If he crashes, it's going to be a pull. Then, if this backer stays inside, safety's not involved, backer stays inside, and our back outflanks him, it'll be a pull and a throw. If he does widen with him, quarterback pulls it and runs. All this is triple option. In this case, we don't have a chance of throwing the comeback. Quarterback knows I can't throw this, I can't throw this. It's either going to be a give, a run by the quarterback, or a throw to the fullback. And it's going to be right at the line of scrimmage. Okay, his only option on this play as far as throwing the ball is to our fullback in the flats. Now, I didn't mention this in the beginning, but I come from a triple option background. I was a triple option quarterback here at North Alabama many moons ago. Never took a snap in the gun. We were always under center. And, folks, all this is triple option. It's just instead of pitching the ball backwards, if it's if I get a pull and now I'm going to option someone, instead of pitching it backwards, I'm throwing it forward. That's all it is. And that play has been pretty good for us. The next thing that we would look to do here is outside. We have an outside block here with our wide receiver. We'll run our counter. The first play I talked about, to where in this case we've got guard pulling to kick the defensive end, back wrapping for the inside linebacker, but we'll run the counter with our quarterback and we will flare this back. So the back flares the single receiver side. We're running counter back into the boundary. And in this case, we've got the fullback that's responsible for this linebacker, and we're going to read this safety. If the safety stays high, we're going to throw the flare route. If the safety comes down outside, we're going to hand it. Safety tries to get involved inside, then we're going to be able to throw this swing route. So that's what we're looking to do in this case. So we've got kind of a run-pass combo here where the quarterback's running quarterback counter, and we have a flare tied into that. Okay, the next thing that we'll do is we'll run the power read. Okay, if we're running power read, the back will be up a little bit, obviously, but he's flat here. In this case, we're taking care of this. We've got the back coming outside. He gets first thing out of the box. Offensive line's running power, and we're reading this defensive end. All right, go back to it. Got power, got run to the strength. So this guy's rule is I have a 5-yard hitch. So you can go back again, and quarterback, if you like the gift, let's take it. If you don't like the gift, now we're going to run the power read to this side, reading the defensive end. Okay, then you can go with the next thing is, like I showed you earlier, we run the quarterback zone again with the back coming here. We're in the quarterback zone back to that side, and with that going on, we can also throw the hitch. We talked about all of that. All right. The next thing that we would look to do then, another personnel group. I told you we use several different ones. All I've shown you so far is 20 personnel, but at this point now, we're in 10 personnel. Okay, or we could be in 20. We like to use our tailbacks. If we get in our 2 tailback personnel with 3 wide outs, these tailbacks have the ability to play inside receiver. We really like to utilize those guys in that area. But here with the back on the right side, right here we would be running inside zone to the left. The center, left guard, and left tackle are all running inside zone. So these 3 are going to take care of these 3 in the zone. The backside guard will block the man on him. The backside tackle blocks the man on him. We read him, and we run a 5-yard hitch. Okay, we outside release that, and we run a 5-yard hitch there. These guys, it's inside run. For these guys, they're trying to get inside zone to them. They're blocking. He knows we tag it where he's got an outside release, and he runs a 5-yard hitch. So overhang player gets his nose involved in this. In this case, quarterback. What happened in this game is the quarterback actually gave this one. He stays outside. A lot of times, if they set the 3 technique away from the back, you got the shade here is A gap player. A lot of times he has to be the B gap player. Okay, if he feels B gap, you're going to hit the hitch behind him, and if he stays outside, now we're going to run zone. So that's one thing we like to hit out of it. Now, obviously, off of that, and there's your run pass combo. The thing then, obviously, they can do is they can get him involved in that, bring the safety down. So we've got to be able to go play action pass where you're going to sit him down and be able to throw post behind it. But that's for another day. So we're looking at that. The other thing we would do is run inside zone to the left out of this, read the defensive end, and then option the Sam. So everybody zones it. He outside block, and we run the bubble with our number 2 receiver here. So it's inside zone with the bubble. Again, it's triple option, and it's either a give, quarterback, if it's a pull, once he pulls it, he's going to attack. And if this guy's hanging around, he's just going to throw the bubble out here to the numbers. The thing I really like about this is, I'm an old triple option guy, and our rules were a little different than a lot of people's, but we didn't have a pitch relationship with our backs. Our coach told us, hey, back, you get as far away from the quarterback as you possibly can. And as quarterback, we had to launch it. And again, the thinking on that is that I don't want my pitch key to be able to play quarterback and pitch. So as we put this play in, we're looking at, which we got a pull, and this guy's inside the hash, and he's on the bottom of the numbers. Well, you can't get a better stretch than that. So that's the next thing that we would look to run out of doubles. All right, moving on to the next one. Out of a 3-by-1 look. In this case, back to the 3 receiver side. In this, again, it's going to be zone. We'll run zone to the left. We're running a hitch by 3, an out by 2, and an outside release vertical by number 1. It's zone to him. He's a single receiver. It's zone to him, so he's a blocker because it is to him. In this case, he's got man coverage. He'll just run him off. Okay. Now, quarterback in this case, go back up front. Center, left guard, left tackle are all running zone to the left. Right guard will lock on. Right tackle will lock on. These 3 will handle these 3. Quarterback will read. In this case, they've got the Mike. It's bumped out. 4-3, they've got Mike here. They got Sam playing outside of number 2. In this case, we're going to read the Mike. Mike plays outside. We're going to hand the football off. Mike gets his nose involved in it. We're going to throw the hitch. And what happened on this play in this game is he came down inside. Safety tried to roll down, but we hit the hitch for a 9-yard gain. So, I tell the quarterback on this, pre-snap, we're going to check him. Pre-snap, what's he taking away? Okay, in this case, he's trying to kind of apex this thing. And he's got to make a decision, kind of pre-snap. Is he playing the hitch? If he's playing the hitch and he doesn't really move and it's a gray area, I'm going to give it. Okay, if he's lined up tighter to the box and he doesn't move, now I'm throwing the hitch. Okay, so that's a post-snap read for the quarterback. Okay, the next thing that we would do is in trio here in a 3-by-1 look is with the back to this side is we'll run zone to the left. Same thing that we ran out of doubles. We'll bubble number 3. We'll read the defensive end. We'll option him. He takes care of what's on top of him. He takes care of what's on top of him. So it's zone to the left, read the end. Option to Mike in this case. Number 2 takes care of Sam. Z takes care of the corner, and we bubble him right there. Okay, the next thing would be we could flip the back and the back be aligned to the single receiver side. Okay, if the back's aligned to the single receiver side, we'll run zone to the right. Center, right guard, right tackle are all running zone, so they're taking care of them. In this case, you got an A-gap player to the backside. We're going to be guard's going to take care of the shade. Left tackle is going to take care of this defensive end, and the quarterback is actually in this case going to read the wheel. Back to a single receiver, our rule for him, and this play is he's running 1-step slant. Okay, press coverage makes it a little bit tougher, but it's a 1-step slant. If he's a run player, quarterback's going to pull it. He again backs on his side, zone right. Quarterback will pull it, throw the slant. He steps back, drop and gets a little depth. Quarterback's going to hand it, and we go. So we're able to run that play to each side, either to a 3-by-1 or away from it. So, okay, so there's your 3-by-1. There's your 10 personnel stuff. The next thing that we'll look at is 11 personnel. Okay, we get into 11 personnel. Back set to the strength. Okay, in this case, we're going to run the plays we were just talking about. All right, outside release, 5-yard hitch, 5-yard hitch, just like it would be if it was 10 personnel. Zone here, center, right guard, right tackle are all running inside zone. Left guard, left tackle are locking on their man to the back side. All right, in this case, that's who we're reading for dive. Okay, we're reading the Mike that's sitting in the box. That's who we'll read for the dive. Okay, so pre-snap, my thought process at quarterback is I'm going to be pulling it. Okay, and then I'm throwing off of the Sam. Read the Mike for the run, throw off of Sam. So you got the hitch by 2 and the hitch by the tight end there as well. Okay, next thing out of this is we'll run 1-back power. If we get the right look, we will run 1-back power. So back stepping here, coming downhill, we're all running power, and then we've got the bubble to the strength. Okay, again, away from the single receiver, so he's going to run the hitch. In this case, quarterback looks over here. You got too high with a tight corner. I've eliminated that immediately. Now I'm looking to run power. I'm going to run the power unless the Sam's too close to the box. If he is a box player, then I've got to be able to throw the bubble. And again, we got to be good enough out here at wide out to be able to make this block. So hitch, looking for the gift on the backside. If I don't have the gift, I'm running the power. If this guy is too tight, now I'm throwing the bubble. Okay, the answer to that is, okay, now they bring the safety down. They get him involved in the run. Now the quarterback, we run our quarterbacks a lot. If this Sam is too tight and the safety screws down right here, kind of in a man free look, they're going to load up the box. Now the quarterback has to tell the back, I'm the ball carrier. The back has to pick up the Sam. In that case, back picks up the Sam. Everybody else is blocking down. They're running power. You got the bubble out here, but you got man coverage. So I've eliminated the hitch. Not going to be able to throw the bubble because it's man. And then I'm going to look here, and they've got us outnumbered. Quarterback has to be the ball carrier in that regard. And it changes nothing else for anybody else. Okay. The next thing that we would look at running is zone. Okay, we'll run zone to the right. Now he's a single receiver. The play's coming to, so he's involved in the play. He's a blocker. Everybody's running zone to the right. We're going to read the defensive end. We're going to bubble it out here. Okay, so again, there's our read. Option the Sam if you get a pull. So there's your run pass combo there. Okay, the next formation, I've got just a couple more of these formations. Show you just a couple of things that we look at, and then I'll be ready to answer some questions that you may have. Okay, now we're getting 30 personnel. We got 3 tailbacks in the game with 2 wideouts. Really like this formation and the fact that, how are you going to play it defensively? You're going to load up the box and kind of single us up outside. If you can throw the football and you've got a good receiver outside, now you got some one-on-one stuff. Or are you afraid of these guys and you're not going to load the box up and allow us to run the football? So what we'll look at doing in this is we'll run our split zone. Okay, let's say that we're running zone to the left here. If we're running zone to the left here, we'll actually split zone it to where this back crosses. We do ask our tailbacks to do that. This tailback's going to come across and block this defensive end on split zone. We're running zone there, but we're going to flare this back. Okay, that's the first thing we'll do, and then he's going to be blocking the corner. All right, we'll come off of that then, and we'll run zone to the left. He'll run at him just like we looked at out of our 20 personnel. He's taking dive, or he's making it hard on the back. Now he's going to come outside of him, and we'll tag it with a different call where he's blocking the linebacker coming out of the box. We will option this flat player. He's blocking here. We have him as the man. So you're looking at triple option off a split zone. Okay? Now, the run's coming to him, so he's not running the hitch. If we get zone, for some reason that thing did bounce, he's going to be outside to block. Okay, now that's not run pass combo. I know you're sitting there thinking, well, that has nothing to do with run pass combo, but I'm kind of showing you what we do out of that to then come on and show you what we need to look at. So next thing, off of this, we're running zone to the left. We're bringing him. All the linemen are running zone to the left. We're flaring this guy. We're going to tag the post to him. Okay, got a one high look in this case, kind of 8-man front. In this case, they've rolled him down, so the quarterback knows pre-snap, I'm going to throw this. Okay, it's a bad drawing, but it's a 5-yard, a 5-step post. He's throwing to the backside. Again, taking a look at him, he's already down. I'm going to throw the post behind him. Okay, so let's say that I decide I'm throwing the post behind him and I pull it, and he drops underneath it. We do have the back on the swing route. Okay, and that's been a pretty good play for us there as well. Okay, got one more and we'll show you, and then we'll take take questions that you may have. Here we've got here we're in 11 personnel. We're going twins into the boundary with a pro formation of the field, back set to the field. Okay, in this one, we're going to run, excuse me, went to the wrong one. Let me get my pen. Okay, we're going to run zone to the right. Okay, we're going to make a tag here where he blocks this linebacker. We're going to read the defensive end. We're going to wind up optioning him. The way we're going to option him is we're going to bring him in motion over the top. He's our bubble guy. Okay, so we've got zone, and it winds up being triple option. Read the end. We'll option the first man outside of the box. Okay, so you got triple option, but we've added another one to it to make it a quadruple option where we're actually sending him deep. Okay, so quarterback reading the end first. You got a run coming here, so he is a blocker in this case. Zone coming to the right. If the end squeezes and takes dive, quarterback will pull it. We're sealing the backer in the box. If he chases, if he stays inside, we'll throw the bubble route. If he runs outside, the quarterback should keep attacking. But in this play, again, we got a fourth option. So if the quarterback gets a pull, if the end squeezes, quarterback gets a pull, the first thing he's going to do is his eyes are going to go to the corner. If the corner's falling off or frozen, we got by him, then he's throwing the deep ball. He's immediately eliminating that if it's not there. Okay, he checks it coming out of the disconnect. If it's not there, now I'm attacking my flat player. If this bubble out leverages him, I can throw it. If not, if he runs with it, quarterback keep attacking and try to stretch the field. So, yeah, one more run pass combo that we have right there. This stuff has been pretty good for us. Again, I think it all kind of goes back to this guy. Kind of goes back to your trigger man. And, how much do you trust him? How much you going to give him? Obviously the stuff I've drawn up, with where we have a bubble attached to the front side of power, front side of counter, those kinds of things. You don't have to tag it. If you want to just hand it off and you don't trust the quarterback to make that decision, obviously you just hand it off. And there are times in the game where we want to just hand it off, so we don't tag it. Obviously you can eliminate that backside hitch as well if you're having a little bit of trouble with it. But it's been really good for us just to take what the defense gives us. And, I found that these guys figure all that stuff out. Everywhere I've been, I've coached at the high school level, coached junior high football, and coached 19 years. I spent 9 years in college football, 4 as a high school head coach, and a lot of years as an assistant. In all the different places I've been, from high level 6A ball, 5A, 6A ball in Alabama, to Division II football, down to 3A and 4A ball in Alabama, to junior high football. These guys back here generally will figure out how to run what you're calling. Do everything you can to make it as simple for these guys up front, because their job's a little more difficult. And all these things that I've shown you today, the quarterback is usually telling the offensive line the same thing. They're getting the same play almost all the time. With all this stuff that's going on, all that stuff really doesn't affect these guys. So we try to keep it simple for them. What do we have?
First question, Coach. Can you back over the read on the Q counter, reading the high safety?
Yes. Okay. In this case, we're going to be here. This drawing is going to be pretty rough. I can't operate this mouse that good. But we got the safety sitting here. We got the wheels, say the wheels in the box, and then we're sitting there. Okay. We're going here, down, down, kick. He will wrap. All right. If the safety stays high, in this case, he just back pedals, he sits there, he's flat footing, whatever. He's high. Now we're just going to throw this swing route. Fullback, you got the wheel. Okay, so it's counter to him is all it is. So wheel widens, continue chasing, and what you can get is him back inside. If the safety rolls down, say the safety rolls down, they spin it 3 weak or just on the snap, here he comes, it's quarter, he rolls it down here, and he's now really eighth man in the box. Now, that's fine. Back's getting him out of there, and now the quarterback's just running the counter back up inside. So I'm not sure if that answers it, but it's really not all that complicated with that. We're just going to read him if he's high. Now, the thing I will tell the quarterback occasionally is if that safety stays high on that and the backer does widen, okay, and you do have the opportunity then, you actually can run that safety's high and you see the backer flying out. You can run it and winds up being a kick right there, and it kind of opens it up for the quarterback, if that makes sense.
Thanks, Coach. That's great. Okay, next question is, with the NCAA rules changing for the OL, not allowing the OL to be downfield more than 1 yard on a pass play, does this concern you when running bundles?
I was waiting on that. one. Somewhat, but not so much. It really doesn't, because it couldn't show you the film, but almost every one of our throws, our linemen are almost on the line of scrimmage. So, what I found was, and this is talking to other folks as well, people who've been doing this longer than we have, the problems they would get would actually be with an inside receiver blocking on the play side of a run. It wouldn't be the lineman that would be there. But, there's a little bit of concern. You're not really going to know until we get into it, but we're not going to change, what we're doing, because, again, that ball is usually out. You can't look at where the ball is caught, where they are when the ball is caught. You got to look at where are you when the ball is thrown. When does it come out of his hand? So not overly concerned, because, again, that little backside hitch, that ball's out of there quickly. The way we do our quick game of the guns, the same way we do that is going to catch and throw. We're not worried about finding the laces. We're getting it out. So I don't see our linemen being downfield on that. But, time will tell. But it really doesn't concern me in a great deal.
All right, Coach, next question. What alignment do you set your backs in 30 personnel?
Okay. Some of it's going to depend on the play. But basically, for these two guys, it's just like we're in 20. It's going to be split back. Okay, and generally, you're going to be on the outside leg of the guard with both of these guys. And then didn't show you any of it other than this, but we do get in a pistol set. And in our pistol, quarterback's still the same depth. Basically, this tailback's at 7. If we're under center, tailback's going to be at 7. So they're in split back alignment. Tailback's at 7 yards deep. That's the general rule. Now, on a lot of our plays, it's going to, if he's coming, as far as coming flat, sometimes they're a little bit, maybe a half yard behind the quarterback. Sometimes it may be a yard. Sometimes he's even. I know that as coaches, we get kind of paranoid sometimes with, okay, now if he's coming across here and we're running a split zone and he's closer than him, they know what's coming. I think it's easy for us to see on film. Maybe easy for a guy in the press box or on the sideline to see it, but I'm not so sure that they can always see that. The thing I didn't throw out there in all of this is we play as fast as humanly possible. And we're up tempo. We're going to we're going to snap the ball as fast as we can. And I think that eliminates any kind of keys that they may be able to get. The goal for that, we want them having to bust their tail to get lined up. And then we have a little trouble. But just base alignment, outside leg of the guard, basically base rule is going to be a half yard behind the quarterback, outside leg of the guard, and then directly behind the quarterback, 7 yards deep.
All right, Coach. How do you structure/organize your group periods in practice with all the different RPO concepts? And do you spend more time in team period-oriented drills?
Okay, that's good. That's a good question. Here's how we're set up offensively. We're Division II school. We don't have tons of coaches. I coach quarterbacks and running backs. Our fullback, H-back type guys are actually kind of farmed out to a lot of people. Basically, they meet with me. We do some play timing that they're involved with, but other than that, during practice, individual time, they spend some time with our tight end coach, and they spend some time with our GA running back coach. So they all kind of have their own area. They work with them on things. I spend obviously all my time with quarterbacks, but I spend a lot of time, tailbacks are with us for most of what we do. We're going to spend about 10 minutes a day on play timing. So, it's working the mesh on the zone, getting their reads there with the coach giving it. Working our split zone with the fullbacks, making those blocks. The double option where he's acting like he's blocking the end, getting that. So, about 10 minutes of play timing. We also, again, I told you, we work our tailbacks as inside receivers. So we may have them out there being 20 personnel, have an inside guy in our play timing, tailback lined up as an inside receiver, and we're running basically our stick draw concept with them. But as far as live reps, the only live reps they're going to get doing this stuff is actually in a game. We're going to do it against a scout team, and it's not going to be live, but, we just try to work it enough that the quarterback, running back mesh is really there on the zone. He understands, it's old school veer stuff, have a soft fold, that kind of thing, and kind of feel for when the quarterback's going to pull it. So as far as our practice goes, we're going to spend about 10 minutes on play timing. We will actually spend, we're going to do a 5-minute tempo period where we're working on running plays fast, that kind of thing. But as far as our run pass options are concerned, it's not, we don't overcoach it. We don't overcomplicate it. Of course, quarterbacks, we're going to throw bubbles and hitches out there and routes on air. We're going to spend about 10 minutes a day on routes on air. And, in our team settings, we're going to get this stuff. I'm going to say we're going to hit those maybe 10 minutes in the team setting. So you're looking at roughly 30 minutes a day where they're getting some of that. And, of course, that's not every day. But, run pass options a huge part of what we do. So, you're looking at, probably 30% of our practice, we're actually getting reps at that. And it helps that our quarterbacks, running backs meet together. They understand all of that. And the way we call things makes it pretty easy for our wideouts to understand what's going on with that. They're just running basic routes. They've just got to know what it's called. I'm not sure if that helped. I like I bounced around a little bit on that one, but
that was great, Coach. And I've got a couple guys asking the same question. Which concept or play is best versus a 50 front defense?
Probably none of them. That's 4-man fronts obviously the kind of the better stuff. I like getting into maybe the power read stuff. Not bad there, but to me you got to kind of get the ball out of the perimeter. So I think you get into the power read and anything where you got that backside hitch that you can throw. If they're giving it to you, you're going to take it. I don't know what it's like where all these guys are right now. I don't know what you guys see, but I know that we saw a lot of it at our level, or we see a lot of it. And as a high school coach, I saw tons of it back to a single receiver where you got a soft edge. You got a soft corner. You got don't have a flat player. That's an issue. You got leverage and you got the depth there to throw the hitch. And regardless of the front, if they're going to give you that, I want to take that anytime that I can. And of course, all that's kind of predicated upon this guy right here. It's that X receiver. If they're going to play loose on you and give it to you, okay, well, you start hitting them, now they're going to come up. Well, can you beat press coverage? You kind of get into that deal. But 50. Some of these things are not necessarily my favorite thing to run against them, but I would say you get into your power read stuff. You still got the backside hitch, but you got the read stuff on the outside, kind of trying to get the ball on the perimeter.
All right, Coach. How will you let your backside tackle know he's locked onto the defensive end?
Okay.
Added tag to your zone play?
Yeah, you just give it a word, whatever it may be. You just give him a word, and basically, you're going to tell the offensive lineman all the time, the way we do it, our quarterback gives the offensive lineman the play call. And, it just has a special word, and you can make it, whatever you want it to be. I mean, you can make it man, you can make it, stick, you can make it whatever. And that just tells him that I got that, I've got the man. And basically, really on that play now, you're talking to the backside guard and tackle. So it's zoned for the center and the front side guys, and the backside guys, that's plays a little bit different for them. And, basically what you got, if you looked at, I'll just do this. If you looked at that, say you got that look right there, and you were running zone to the right, okay? These guys are going to zone it, okay? He's got to take him, and then we're going to read that. So those are guys, both those guys have to know that I got. So if he's got a 3 technique here, he's got a lock on him. He knows that he's going to have that defensive end man to man. He's going to have him man to man. He'll stick on him, and then we'll read him. So, you just make a call, and it kind of gets all tags. I showed you in the beginning, we've got 3 run, and I started showing folks what we do. We got 3 run plays. But when you add it all together, we got about 30.
All right, Coach. When you are running the 5-step post of the inside zone against the post safety look, is this an automatic throw?
Yes, well, I say that. I mean, again, it's going to be a pre-snap look. If you get a 1-high look, if we get the 1-high look, you got that. And yes, I mean, we're looking to throw that thing, right now. Of course, the way that it works out, again, go back and it's going to be a 2 safety look is really what it's for. We're going to read this safety. If we're running zone to this side, you got a 2 safety look, then we're going to be reading this safety. If he rolls it back to a 1-high, then that makes it easy because we're throwing where he vacated from. If he rolls down, we're going to throw it over the top of him. So kind of tells me that, with that being said, let's say the safety is down. Okay, you got the safety down, you got the free safety back here. Then we're going to run zone, but you got your back sitting here, so the quarterback actually going to open up. As he opens up, he's able to see all of that. So, pre-snap, you're making a decision, but you also have to, on the snap, basically say we're doing it out of our 20 personnel there, where he's blocking the defensive end. He has nobody to read, just if we're handing the ball off. So his eyes are going to be here at the secondary. And but no, it's not going to just be an automatic throw. But pre-snap, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm throwing it. But let's say that on the snap, you get him dropping. You got that post coming. He's got time now to make that read and give it to the back.
All right, Coach. Coaches, it looks like we have about 10 minutes more of questions for Coach here. Got a lot of questions still to go through. We'll do the best we can to get through them.
Okay.
Hey, Coach, so how do you attack someone who insists on defending you with cover 0? It sounds like he had a follow-up. He's thinking of the running game for his question.
Right. Well, here's the thing, go back to my history. When I played here in the 90s, we were a slot I team, and we were going to run inside veer, belly, sprint draw, load option, belly option. And to be honest with you, it didn't matter how many you put in the box. We just say we're going to run it. And we're pretty successful doing that. As time went on, it got a little bit tougher. Back in that day, if you had a single receiver out there that was better than their corner, if they're going to load it up and your wideout's better than their corner, then you're going to win. If he wasn't better in the corner, he's going to get your butt beat. And so my background is we're going to line up and we're going to run it, regardless of what you're in. But it's kind of being hard-headed. If they're going to sit there and they're going to go, you said man 0, right?
Yeah, cover 0.
Yeah, you cover 0. You better have some wideouts that can get open, because they can put more in there. The thing again, though, you get into, you got to be able to have quarterback runs. I don't know what personnel he's really looking at, but let's say you got that, you're in 20 personnel, we're out there and they're going to go, say they go bare front. Okay, I think actually if they're going to go 0, they can go with a 5-3. and go with 5-3 look right there. And it don't matter what you do in here, you don't have enough to block them. You know, even with the quarterback running the football, they've still got an extra guy. So obviously you got to be able to throw the football. You know, you kind of banging your head against the wall trying to run the ball against the man zero. You know, and you bring bigger bodies in there and try to mash them and do all those things, but it kind of gets into some tough sledding as well. So, you know, again, you got to get to where you can throw it. You know, you can go back to we got beat in the first round of the playoffs last year, and we're a running football team now, but we threw for 511 yards on 37 attempts. And the reason was they said you're not going to run the football. They just loaded up the box and gave us some one-on-one coverage, and we threw the football. You know, we didn't throw it 70 times to throw for 511. We were 30 of 37 for 511. So, you know, sometimes they can dictate that, and you're going to have to throw it.
All right, Coach. When installing your bundles, do you install them together from day one as a bundle, or do you teach the run concept and quick game separately, then install them together down the line?
We go ahead and install it right off the bat. You know, we do, because for the lineman it doesn't matter because it's run. You know, for the receivers, and again, it gets into how you're going to call your stuff. You know, everybody calls things differently, but you know, the way we call it makes it pretty simple for us to be able to go ahead and do it all at the same time. And you know, we want our quarterbacks from the very beginning. You know, I did this a couple of years ago. We kind of got into this, and we never would check the backside hitch. And you know, and it's because we didn't install it at the same time. We didn't install it as one thing. You know, we got it installed, and they said, okay, now you got this on the backside if you like it. And then, to be honest with you, it was new to me, and I never looked on the backside. It was like, now we're going to run football. You know, we're going to do this. So what you're looking at is, I think if you're going to do it, I think you do it. You got to kind of sell out to it and say, this is what we're going to do. This is how this play is run. And, you know, that's just my opinion. Again, it took me some getting used to when we didn't install it at the same time. So we just throw it all in there together, and from the very beginning, we're ready to run it as a bundle.
All right, Coach, do you pull and pin with that outside zone?
We do. We'll do it several ways. You know, we run outside. We're going to run it to the open end. We're going to do some couple of different ways in order to take care of the edge and kind of set an edge. But yes, we will pull and pin. We do our pull and pin scheme in.
All right, Coach. What do you emphasize with your O-line coach and O-line about not being downfield on the RPOs?
Well, that's something we're going to have to really get into. You know, we're talking about it this spring, because it's changing just a little bit. You know, we've got to see how things are going to be policed, you know, as far as the officials go. But in the past, with the old rule, you didn't talk about it. You just can't, you know, we just did what we do. I think that's going to change just a little bit. You know, there may have to be some calls where we haven't made a call to the offensive lineman to where, you know, you're just running zone. It may be that we do have to make a call to them to, you know, if I'm working up to the second level, I got to be a little slower. You know, I can hang on that combo just a little bit longer before I work up to the backer, just because, hey, it could be going downfield. So, you know, that's something that as it goes, we're just going to have to play with. But, again, the way it was, we never crossed it and never even talked about it. And it's pretty cool because linemen don't know. You know, and like the coach wouldn't even tell them, O-line coach wouldn't even tell them what all this stuff is. And then they're running zone, they see the post thrown. And, you know, some of the guys turn around, hey, it's pretty cool. I like that. So in the past, we didn't talk about it.
All right, Coach, looks like we've got time for just a couple more questions. Could you show the one back power out of the 11 personnel again?
Yes. Okay. Try here. You know, we'll do it out of different deals, but I mean, we'll do it out of 3x1, or we can do it out of, you know, a Twins Pro look. Either or. You know, for the most part, you know, we're going to get something like this. We're in this. Get Sam out of the box, and let's just say that we're getting a 2 safety look in that. All right, right here, blocking back. He's going to stab and peel. Okay, tight end has a defensive end. Doesn't matter the lineman. He's got to take care of the defensive end. They're here. Guard wraps for the mic. Guard and tackle. Comboing up the backside linebacker. And again, we can have it called where we're blocking it, or we can have it called where it's here and we're bubbling right there. Okay. Now, let me erase this and go back. Crap, I erased it all. I told you I don't know how to operate this stuff. Let's say, I'll just draw a part of it. Let's say you got the end and the Sam, you got the safety that's down over him, and they give you a 1 high look in that case. Still got the mic there. You got the 3 technique here. Okay. Still same thing, backside, gap hinge. I'm here. Okay. Now in this case, if you hand the ball off on the power, they got you. You got an extra guy, because if I block the defensive end, nobody blocks the Sam, and we're in trouble, and they've got the bubble covered. Okay. So what we do is quarterback has to tell the back that I'm the ball carrier. Okay. And he also has to communicate with tight end. It's really tight end and back, only ones really have to know, but he'll take care of the defensive end. He now kicks. So it's just like it would be 2 back power, because that's what it is at this point, because the quarterback's now running the power. What helps us in this, again, our quarterbacks run the ball a lot. They run the power a lot. And what helps us is these 2 guys meet together. So, they're in meetings with me all the time, and they're in there, and they understand, they're on the same page, and the quarterback understands how to run the power. We're not just in there talking passing game all the time. He understands how to run the power, to run off down blocks and all of that stuff. So that's one of those things quarterback has to take care of himself, but hopefully that answers your 1 back power question.
All right, Coach A, last question for the night. How do you adapt to 3-4 cover 1 versus 20 personnel? And he gives some more details. They have 7 in the box and cover down your slot. Do you check to man beater?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to get cover 1, they're going to load up that box. He said 7-man box.
Yep.
Yeah. If you're going to get a 7-man box, then, go back and again, let's just talk 20 personnel. All right, we got 20 personnel here, and all right, they go 7-man box. Let's just say it's 4-3. Let's just say they go 4-3, and then it's cover 1. Okay. Well, it just equates to a numbers game, and it goes back. My background's kind of option background. It all comes down to numbers. But when you're looking at 5 linemen, and you got these 2 guys you can add in there, well, if the quarterback's running the football, then you actually got 7. You've got 7 to block their 7. So, you got a chance there. To me, you got to be able to throw the football if they're going to play man coverage against you, because that's basically what they're saying. We're going to load the box up, and you're not going to run it. Now you got to be able to throw the football. So to me, you do have to have your man beaters. I think that's there. But, again, it all equates to numbers. With 7 to block 7, you do have a chance because the quarterback can run the football in this case. So, kind of got to pick your poison a little bit there, but you can definitely make it for some tough sledding as far as running the football against 7-man box.
All right, Coach. Hey, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Having you here, and had a lot of attendees on tonight, and so that was great. A lot of guys, I think they could take away some good stuff from this presentation. Hey, do you have a lot of questions still coming in, and because we're short of time, is there a good way that coaches could continue learning this stuff, or whether it's a resource or reaching out to you, or if you have any insight there?
Yes. Well, of course, now there's so much. You can get film about anywhere of about anyone, and, weird as it sounds, YouTube's a great place to find it. Basically what we do is what Auburn does. If you're looking at that level, folks everywhere are doing a lot of the same kind of things, but, all kind of coaching resources that are out there. You know, what you guys do is amazing. You know, as a high school coach, I was always trying to go to the Glazier clinics and be able to get my guys there and the whole staff, and they could disperse and go hear everything they needed to hear, and then being able to visit with those coaches. But, you know, there's staffs you can go visit and that kind of thing. But, you know, this webinar and, you know, all the things that you guys offer is really special that you do that. But the other thing is, and I'll just kind of, and again, there's probably a better way to do this because told you I'm a technological moron, but I'm just going to give you my email address this way, which is probably a better way. But it's Cody Gross, or C.L. Gross at UNA, University of North Alabama, UNA.edu. Well, it looks terrible, doesn't it?
Coach, that's great. I think we're all good there. I appreciate you.
But feel free for those guys, anyone to send me an email, and I'll do what I can to help you. You know, like I said, I didn't invent, you know, we didn't invent any of this stuff. We stole it from folks, and a lot of folks are a lot smarter than I am. So, you know, we just try to help folks out. That's what coaches, I think, should be doing.
Coach, that's great. Thank you again for tonight. And coaches, thanks for attending. I hope you'll attend next week's webinar. We've got this Thursday Brandon Staley. He's the defensive coordinator at John Carroll University. He's going to be speaking on 3-4 multiple fronts and stunts. So everyone have a great evening, and Coach Gross, have a great night, and thanks again.
All right, thank you.